Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with another food review video. I've ordered some food from a local restaurant. They're going to bring it to my home. I went into one of these food apps and I'll show you that in just a minute what I have ordered. So I've ordered some local dishes today. I think it's going to be a tasty meal. I had a bit of a setback with the first food that I ordered. The restaurant cancelled my order, saying that they weren't ready to take orders. Maybe it's a little bit too early. So I had to go to a second restaurant, and it's a bit of a shame because I was looking forward to the first meal. I ordered some pimientos de padrón, I ordered some croquetas, and I also ordered some patatas bravas, but cancelled as I said. So from the second place I've ordered some huevos rotos. We'll see what they are when they come, and also some croquetas. So I managed to get croquetas, so I'm happy about that. Now I'm outside again today, a fantastic day. The cold weather has gone away. Fortunately, we've had very strong cold winds recently. You've probably seen what the weather's been like in some parts of the country, mainly Mallorca, snowstorm there. Here in Madrid today, around 10 or 11 degrees, which is why I have this thing around my neck to keep my throat warm, and hopefully sitting outside here today under the sun, I will enjoy this meal. So let's wait for the food to get here. Now, as I just mentioned a minute ago, the first order was cancelled. Hello, Stuart, we're sorry, but your order has been cancelled because this store can't accept Glovo orders at the moment. And as I mentioned before, I ordered pimientos de padrón, was looking forward to those, patatas bravas, and mini croquetas. But as we can see here, zero has been charged to my account and I've got a €1 credit. So what I did was go back into the food app to this place here, Delicias del Sur, Southern Delights, and I ordered this one here, Huevos Rotos con jamón ibérico, gluten-free, and also some croquetas. I chose Croquetas de Bacalao, €7.20, heavily discounted, down from €12. And I didn't order anything else, even though it all looked tasty on the menu. And the final order here, Huevos Rotos and the croquetas. Total price, let's see, €15.17 with that €1 discount that I got before. Now, the food has arrived, very fast service from that delivery driver. He got the food here very, very quickly indeed. And we've got the croquetas here, I imagine, and the huevos rotos con jamón. If you're not familiar with huevos rotos, basically what it is it's potatoes, or chips if you like, eggs on top that have been broken up, or you break them up, and of course it comes with the famous Iberian ham as an added treat. And the croquetas, which are a stock standard dish here in Spain, every restaurant has croquetas. I've gone for cod croquetas, or croquetas de bacalao. Today we're washing the food down with this wine here, which is a wine from the region Toro, which is in the area of Zamora here in Spain. I went there a couple of years ago and filmed some videos. It's a red wine, of course, and as we can see, this handsome young Spanish gentleman on the bottle, and the wine is called Matsu, okay? Matsu from the Toro region. I'll pour the wine first and see what it's like. As you can see, it's quite a dark wine, okay? And I think we should be okay with that amount of wine today in the glass to go down with these two traditional foods here from Spain, huevos rotos and croquetas. The first thing we're going to try are the croquetas. Croquettes, I think we call them. Let's put them onto the plate. And what do we got here? I'll just get this out of the way. Put that over there. So, what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 croquetas. I think the price was around €7 or something, discounted down from €14. Now, I wouldn't pay 14 for this dish. I'll say that up front. This dish is not worth €14 for 7 croquetas. €2 a croqueta? No way, Jose, as they say. So, but for €7, yes, I think this is a decent price for these croquetas. Now, how do you know if you've got a good croqueta here in Spain? Well, the secret would be if it's well fried, if it's homemade, of course. These look to be homemade because the shape varies. If they all look the same, they come from a packet. But when the shape varies a little bit, which is what happens here, you've got a decent croqueta, well fried. There's no extra oil dripping on the plate from the croquetas, which is good. And of course, when you break into the croqueta, what you want to have, as we can see here, is a very creamy inside, and the key, of course, is that it's going to taste like what we think it's going to taste like. So if you order ham croquetas, if you order mushroom croquetas, boletos as they say here, or cod in this case, I want this to taste like cod. Let's see. And yes, indeed, it does taste like cod. So that is a pro. Because sometimes you order croquetas and they don't taste the way they should taste. For example, if you order a ham croqueta or a cod croqueta, doesn't taste like ham or cod, you've got yourself a bad croqueta. But these ones, as I said, well fried, taste like cod, so we have ticked the boxes with these croquetas. That's a pro. Another thing with the croqueta is that it needs to be creamy inside and not lumpy. Sometimes, of course, when you have this mixture, you can get a lumpy croqueta, but these ones are not lumpy. They are smooth, creamy. The taste is how it should taste, so I'm happy with this dish. Let's have another try. Now, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, these are stock standard here in Spain. Every cafeteria, bar, restaurant will have croquetas on the menu, but the quality will vary according to where you go, and the price will vary also. I said that for me, 14 euros for this, bit of a rip-off, wouldn't pay it, but they're on sale, so that's why I've got them, and it's a decent croqueta in my opinion for that price. But some places will sell you frozen croquetas straight out of a packet, so ask the guy in the restaurant or the person serving in the restaurant whether they are homemade. Son croquetas caseras? Son croquetas caseras? Are they homemade croquettes? If he says yes, fantastic. If he says no, avoid croquetas. That would be my advice to anybody coming to Spain and looking to try these wonderful little croquetas, which, if done right, are a fantastic meal. Let's have a bit more of this one. So all in all, I'm happy with my croquetas today. Now I'll just put the fork on the plate. I've got an extra fork here, so I don't need to reuse my fork for the second dish, which we'll try in just a moment. But firstly, let's try the wine that we have today. Now, you might not be familiar with wines from the Toro region, but this, in my opinion, is one of the better wine areas in Spain. You can almost be guaranteed to get a decent wine, provided that you pay a decent price. For example, this one here in the supermarket, 8, 9 euros. They've got another one, I can't remember what the name is, but it's the next price level up, around 14, 15 euros, and that is an amazing wine. But this one here for the price, 8, 9 euros, a good drop. And it's a strong wine, a full-bodied wine. Let's have a look at the percentage before I try. So it's 14.5%. We can see here from the Toro region. And if you're not familiar with Toro, I said before it's in Zamora, in the province of Zamora. But basically, if you follow the Duero River all the way through Valladolid into the province of Zamora, you will find the town Toro, just before you get to the city of Zamora, which, as I said, is also on the Duero River. And if you keep on going, you get into Portugal, and the wines in Portugal as you go along that Duero are another kettle of fish. Also very, very good wines in the Douro region of Portugal. Duero in Spain, Douro in Portugal. Very, very good wine growing area and fantastic wines all along that river. So that's the wine that we're having today. Now let's try it. I got distracted there with my story, but as we can see, full-bodied wine, dark in colour. The smell is amazing. Very nice wine, again for the price, 8, 9 euros, can't go wrong. Now let's get stuck into this one. Let's open the box. Let's have a look. All right, so the first thing I can see here, is this jamón ibérico? I don't know. It is Spanish ham, of course, but is it ibérico? That's the question. So let's get it out on the plate. Now I've had a few people get in contact with me through the comment section mainly, saying, where are the food videos, Stuart? Where are the food videos? Well, the fact of the matter is that I've been a little bit busy recently, so I haven't been able to put out too many food videos because I'm doing an English course which takes up a lot of my day. Now I'm going to leave that over here, the chips. We can see that there's a fair bit of sweat on the box, if you like. The chips have been sweating inside the box. But as I described earlier, we've got fried potatoes, chips, patatas fritas, jamón ibérico, don't know. Huevos, okay? So, huevos rotos con jamón ibérico. Now, the idea when you get this on the plate is that you cut it up. Hopefully, we'll get a bit of a runny yolk. Doesn't look to be too runny, so that's a negative for me. And again, let's cut it up. There we go. A bit of ham's hopped off the plate there. Put it back on. And the chips. Now again, with this meal here, it's not overly greasy, which is a pro. There are some places that do this dish better than others, and one of the negative aspects of this dish is that it can come out quite greasy because you've got fried potatoes, you've got a fried egg, and the ham on top. But from what I see here, it's not overly greasy. Let's have a look. Chips. Now I could be mistaken, but I think these chips are freshly cut chips. They've been fried well, no doubt in some type of vegetable oil, given the fact that olive oil is prohibitive nowadays. Can't fry in olive oil. So vegetable oil, no doubt, and they're well cooked, seasoned well, and nice chips. The egg, also well cooked. I would have preferred a runnier yolk. That's just me. Because with this dish, you want the yolk to run over the potatoes, over the chips, and you want to be able to mix the ham, the egg, and the chips together to get those three flavors on the one fork and into your mouth. Let's try the egg and the chips. Everybody loves egg and chips. Find me a person that doesn't like egg and chips, and I'll go he. I love them. My son loves them. And when you put a little bit of this ham on top, which I'm doubting is the authentic Spanish ham, but I'm going to try it and see. Let's have a look. It's good ham. I was wrong. It is an Iberian ham, so that is another pro. Again, this dish, if you don't buy it with the special, it's around 14 euros, I think. A little bit too expensive for me, but with the discount, 8 euros, I reckon it's a bargain. Now, let's try. On the fork, we've got chips, we've got egg, we've got ham, and this is going to be a wonderful combination which is going to melt in my mouth. The combination of the egg, the ham, and the chips, wonderful. They go together perfectly. And if you are thinking of cooking egg and chips at home, try to get some of this Spanish ham and put it on top. It will make a complete difference to this plate. And as I said, nowadays in a lot of restaurants, they're going to have variations of this. You might get it with what they call picadillo, which is sort of like chorizo, which has been cut up into small pieces. Or you could get it with some type of seafood on top. For example, what they call here gulas. I'm not sure what gulas are in English because I've never seen them, but they're a little small thing. It's not even really seafood, it's some type of artificial seafood, but you can put them on top of this as well, and you will also see that variation in restaurants. So again, let's load up the fork. So we'll get a little bit of ham, we'll get a little bit of egg with the yolk, and we'll also get some chips on there as well. And let's go in for another bite because I'm enjoying this meal, I'll tell you that. Now, I imagine that one of the reasons why the egg is not runny is because there has been a salmonella scare in Spain recently. We saw a famous restaurant in Madrid that sells the famous Spanish omelette out of business basically because of a salmonella outbreak, because of runny egg tortillas, runny egg omelette, and I think that's why this egg is a little bit overcooked. But if you can get it runny, that would be the best option, in my opinion, for this dish. Wash it down with a little bit more of this wine from the Toro region, which in my opinion is in the top 5 wine growing areas in this country. And as I said, I went there a few years ago, and always when you go to these wine growing areas here in Spain, it doesn't matter which bar, restaurant you go to, you ask for a glass of wine. You don't necessarily need to order a bottle, just ask for a glass, and you always, or 99% of the time, you get a very, very good quality glass of wine. So that's what I do when I travel to these wine areas here in Spain, whether it is Rioja, Valladolid, Ribera del Duero, Toro, Jumilla, anywhere here in Spain, you get a decent glass of wine with your meal in these areas. Now, that's me done and dusted as far as lunch is concerned today. I'm going to leave 4 croquetas on the plate there for my son because he loves croquetas and he also loves huevos rotos. especially the chips. So I'm going to leave that for him as well when he gets home from school. He will enjoy this snack. So let's summarize what we've had today. Croquetas de Bacalao, cod croquettes, tasty, creamy, well fried, which is what you need. And as I said, not a lot of excess oil when it comes to these croquetas. Huevos Rotos con jamón ibérico. It was authentic Spanish ham, which was a bonus. The eggs were a little bit overcooked for my liking. The chips were well cooked. They also were hand-cut chips, I think, but I can't prove that. The wine, a red wine from the Toro area. I recommend this one if you can find it in the supermarket, whether you're in the UK, the States, wherever. If you can find this wine, definitely try it. You will enjoy. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the video out as you normally do. If you have tried any of these dishes here in Spain or anywhere else in the world for that matter, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the famous croquetas and the famous huevos rotos con jamón. And if there are any foodies out there planning a trip to Spain shortly, I recommend that you try these dishes, at least put them down on your list for things to try here in Spain. I'll see you all again in my next Spanish food review video. Until then, hasta entonces, buen provecho.